Salute, 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 salute to my Blorange Tears fam. What it do? Like to welcome you to the Knicks after party. Your boy Subliminal 209 is rocking solo bolo for now. Hopefully, my boy Kelly sliced through in the clutch. I'm saying kind of how Evan was tonight, and RJ. I mean, RJ really came through in the clutch, but we'll get back to that later on. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget to support your boy by smashing that like button. And you know the routine. I'm saying you can become a member by going to the YouTube main page and hitting that join button. It gets you special perks such as priority in the chat, special emojis, and other videos that other members don't get. So let's get down to it. I mean, what a game! What a game! Man, I'm just super hyped about how the game went tonight. Um, I don't want to get too much into the details as far as the ending and how that occurred, but yeah, from the jump, you know what I'm saying, we had your typical starting unit with Burks at the point, and I'm not I wasn't really feeling Burks at the point. I thought that was going to end the game before that when we had Deuce running the point the last two previous games before the last one, and so I was like, man. And tonight we could have used Deuce. He was available. I saw him on the bench, and I wasn't too quite happy with that. You know what I mean, Burks laid an egg again. He only gave us 3 points. He did give us some boards and assists, but as far as points, he wasn't that microwave scorer that we're used to getting. And so I was hoping that Deuce would get some minutes, knowing that we needed some defensive stops. You know what I'm saying, going up against that team. They did a lot of switching. You know what I'm saying, with the wings and Tatum and Brown and you would think Burks was gonna guard Tatum, and then Tatum ended up guarding RJ, and then Evan was guarding Smart. You know what I'm saying, where you would think that the point guards guard the point guards, but like I said, they did a lot of switching, and so yeah, it was an exciting game. I mean, we kind of started off to a slow start. From the beginning of the game, from the jump, I seen RJ try to turn the switch on. You know what I'm saying, and shake his head, and I was like, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying, RJ is back in his mindset. You know what I'm saying, he's ready to go. You know what I'm saying, he's gonna feed off of what happened the last 3 games, 2 previous when Julius wasn't there, and he kind of took over the game against OKC and Toronto. Then the game back against the Pacers. You know what I'm saying, he was a Robin to Batman with Jules. So I'm like, okay, you know what I'm saying, he's focused. He has that same mentality from what I was hoping from when I saw that. Then he drives on Brown, and Brown gets a hand on the rock as he's going to the cup, and stops that play. So I'm like, all right. And then he kept trying to get to the cup. You know what I'm saying, and with those previous games, he was able to do it against an OKC team who didn't have a rim protector, and against the Toronto, who also played small ball that game. And I was like, okay, well, maybe it's just those 2 games. Maybe he's just trying to carry the team on his shoulders and whatnot. And then Jules came back the last game, and he still had that same mentality. I'm like, all right, he's getting to the basket. He's putting his head down. You know what I'm saying, he's trying to get to the cup. And then against Miles Turner, you know what I'm saying, a real good rim protector, you know what I'm saying, and a shot blocker. So, there was a time where he had Miles Turner on his hip, and he got to the cup too. So I'm like, okay, so RJ's getting it. You know what I'm saying, he's understanding how to take angles. You know what I'm saying, maybe he's understanding how to use his length and use that shoulder, stretch out, do a little finesse with your fingertips, have a nice touch off the glass, and maybe he's putting it together. Maybe he's taking off, where he's supposed to take off, and not so late where he doesn't have enough lift under his legs. That's kind of what I was hoping of them. I saw that against Turner, but tonight was a different story. You know what I'm saying? He was going against a Robert Williams, someone who is similar to a Mitchell Robinson. And, we'll kind of get to that. So I just want to salute everybody who's in the chat right now. You know what I'm saying? I want to thank everybody who's joining me right now. You know what I'm saying? Miss Geraldine McIver. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. Ambitious Slime. Lauren Scott, Nick Live, KJW Events. I appreciate it. I appreciate y'all rocking with me. Okay, I like your setup. Yeah, usually I have my setup on my East Coast wall, where my Knicks and everything is there. But I just got back from vacation. I took the family to Denver, and right before the game, 2 hours before the game, they canceled the game because everybody had a cop protocol and they only had 7 players. So we got back, late night Sunday night, and everybody put their luggage in, threw all their stuff on my side of this is all my stuff, but on the Knicks side. So I kind of had to reverse it and turn the angle to this way. But I still watched the Knicks game on that wall. So, but I mean, it is what it is. I appreciate it. So yeah, getting back to RJ, he kept doing the same thing over and over and over again. It was like almost insanity, where I'm just yelling at him, take the midi, stop going to the cup. You know what I'm saying? Either he has your timing down. Now, he's a good shot blocker like Mitch too, though. But you know what I'm saying? We know that RJ doesn't have that athleticism. You know what I'm saying? Where he doesn't play above the rim. So I'm like, come on, you got to switch it up, RJ. You know what I'm saying? You got to use screens or pop a three, or get others involved. And at first he just was not doing it, you know what I mean? And then finally he finds Mitch around the rim. And this is around the 4:31 mark. And then it's just Evan time, you know what I'm saying? Evans hits a three. We just started real lackadaisical, you know what I'm saying? And started off real slow. Boston had a 12-4 lead on us with 8 minutes and 30 seconds in the game. And then I noticed Mitch looks good out there. He has a little bit of legs underneath him, him running around and playing these games and maybe being under protocol. A lot of people lose weight, lose their taste buds, and aren't able to eat and hold food down. You know what I'm saying? So maybe when he was under protocol, he lost a little more weight, as well as just as well as conditioning and running back and forth. So there was a pass that somebody tried to throw it to Robert Williams, and it was just up for grabs, and you saw the athleticism that both of them had to get up there in the air, and Mitch kind of just tipped it out of the way and denied the pass to Williams. So I'm like, all right, Mitch is getting his athleticism back. He's getting his legs underneath him, and that's a good sign for this matchup, because they're pretty similar, like I mentioned. They both have athleticism. They're both rim runners. They're both shot blockers. You know what I'm saying? And most of their points are around the paint. They both hustle. They both throw their body around. They're not intimidated by anybody, and they're willing to sacrifice their body. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's diving for loose balls or taking those hits while someone's trying to penetrate to the cup. So just those types of things was nice to look at, to see who was going to win that battle. And just going back and forth, I was just impressed. It was like watching a mirror image of both those guys going at it all night. But so RJ gets blocked by Williams on a layup, And then Evan drives and hits a little floater. And then so at that point, we're 12-6 at 6:40. Now I'm like, all right. Evan's cooking, and he's cooking some more. And then, he hits a three and from a pass from Randall, and he creates an offensive foul, and Smart catches Evan with the bow. You know what I'm saying? Just dirty. You know what I'm saying? You know how Smart is, man. They used to be ex teammates, so maybe he has something for him, or like against him, and or him being ex teammates. He kind of wanted to send a message that maybe you're not going to have another 30+ point game tonight, but that didn't happen. Evan was just lights out tonight. Just everything just that he threw up went down. So I was like, man. But I didn't like that play from Smart though. And I'm a Smart fan, you know what I'm saying? No pun intended. I meant that as far as liking Marcus Smart. And I would have took him on the Knicks if he was available just because of his hard-nosed defense, you know what I'm saying? And that's something that we're proud of being Knicks fans, you know what I'm saying? We take pride in that is our defense. So, he's one guy that I wouldn't mind him being on our team. But like I said, either he had something against him or he was just sending him a message or whatever that you weren't going to have one of those nights, or I'm going to just basically chin check you because that's what happened. Then it didn't stop, you know what I'm saying? It didn't stop Evan. He goes and hits another three right afterwards and has 12 points in the first quarter with 3 minutes left in the quarter. So, I mean, he was doing his thing, you know what I'm saying? And I just finished watching that game. I was hoping that it didn't go into overtime because I wouldn't have had enough time to hop on the stream. I just finished it like 2 minutes before the stream started. I'm like, oh, is it gonna end? Or are we gonna go to OT? Are we gonna please are we not lose the game? You know what I'm saying? So it ended up being a really great game, a really up and down emotional roller coaster because, like I said, we started off really slow, and I feel like my throat's gonna be a little harsh tomorrow. I kind of feel it right now. I was doing a lot of yelling at the TV, and I mean, like I said, we started off lackadaisical. RJ was trying to get to the cup and wasn't getting to the cup. Well, he was getting to the cup. He was just getting blocked and missing. And then Evan was just, like I said, lights out. Julius was nowhere to be found. So, like, not only did we have our Batman and Robin down, but you know what I'm saying, we were depending on Evan, has basically been a no-show as of lately. And I'm still on the trade Evan train. I mean, this is, like I said, this is against a team that he plays great against every single time. And we can play the Celtics every game. I mean, yeah, let's keep them. But yeah, we know that's not going to happen. But I don't know if he just knows the players and kind of knows where his spots are on the court, or the court is, he played against the Knicks, so that doesn't. I mean, he played in Madison Square Garden, so that doesn't really mean anything. But I mean, I guess he just knows other players and just comfortable against going up against them. So I mean, I give him his kudos. I mean, I'm not hating on his performance tonight. Without his performance tonight, we wouldn't have won. You know what I'm saying? Like we were down 25-19, and he was just keeping us in the game in the first quarter. You know what I'm saying? And they made a little switch at that time. Let me just salute some more people in the chat. Delano Stills Jr., what to do, my G? Salute. Devin, salute. Knicks Nation 112, salute. Appreciate y'all kicking it with me. We got any questions while y'all out here? How I fall asleep when I come back 25 and RJ hits a bank three for the game. Yeah, you missed it, Devin. You missed one heck of a game. You know what I'm saying? You got to – highlights just ain't going to do justice. You know what I'm saying? The whole game, like I said, was a roller coaster of a ride. It started off down. You know what I'm saying? You're just like just waiting. You know what I'm saying? And just click, 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 click. You're just waiting, and then woo, you just hit that emotion, and we start going on a run. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, Evan was hitting those trays. You know what I'm saying? He found Taj in a post with a 2-hand yam, and we started closing the gap, and we had 16-21 at that point. And the second quarter happened, and we switched up the rotation. So with this rotation, with the second unit, we had IQ, Grimes, Burks, Obi, and Taj. And then on the flip side, the Boston had Schroeder guarding IQ, and Schroeder was kind of somebody I wasn't mad if the Knicks would have went after. You know what I'm saying, during free agency. You know, we all know the story. He signed for $5 million after not taking the bag from the Lakers. So I don't know. Is Schroeder somebody that you guys wanted? You know what I'm saying, in free agency, or is he somebody that you guys would still take if he was available next year? You just go ahead and throw that in the chat if you know if you're a yay or nay, but he didn't have a good game today. You know what I'm saying, which I'm glad about, because you know what I'm saying, we needed that dub. But then we seen a Cancer in there. You know what I'm saying, Inez Cancer, and when he used to be a Knick. I didn't mind him. You know what I mean? He was a banger. You know what I'm saying? He was a banger on the boards. You know what I'm saying? He'd get in there, grab those boards, put his bows out there. You know what I'm saying? Give you a nice little pump fake, which is crazy though, because his footwork, you know what I'm saying, is impeccable as far as pivoting and pump faking. You know what I'm saying? And then going up and getting those points. But he has, like we all know, he has no kind of athleticism whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? And he changed his name though. He changed his name to Freedom. Yeah, I didn't. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know that. Like when he did it. I mean, I know that he changed it to Freedom, but I didn't know exactly when he did it. And I don't know what the cause is. Is it because of last time I checked, he was unable to go back to his country? You know what I'm saying? He was kind of banned from what he said to you know, whoever runs his country. I mean, I think they had beef or something like that. So that could have been one of the reasons why he changed his name to Freedom. The first time I saw it, I thought it was something else. You know what I mean? It had to do with you know, like protesting something else. So I was like, oh, but I mean, whatever though. So he went up against Taj. You know, two unathletic bigs just going at it, and yeah, he pretty much won the battle. You didn't see too much of Cancer in there. So, you know, he had his limited minutes. That's not somebody I would take back either, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see what he could do, and he has no athleticism. He has no, I mean, as far as footwork with lateral movement, he has no lateral movement whatsoever. And those are the kind, you know, you can't leave him out on the island because he's just going to get kicked. So, anyways, yeah, that's somebody I'm not willing to take back there. But then with that Obi sighting, Obi was in the game, and he was down on the post on Schroeder, and I'm yelling, and I hear the crowd yelling, kind of post him up, back him up, and he grabs the ball, he's kind of looking around to dish it out. I'm like, what are you doing? And a couple of seconds go by, and he starts posting him up. But at that point, it's too late because he gets doubled and has to kick it out. But that just shows you the type of player Obi is right now. He's not that traditional back you down power forward that's, you know, that's gonna use that footwork and get to the cup. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a power forward with no power. He's not your traditional power forward. He's more of that tweener, that 3-4ish, that high flyer that likes to go out in transition and get those easy buckets, which I like. You know what I'm saying? Those are nice little highlight moves. You know what I'm saying? Going through the legs and yamming. You know what I'm saying? On fast breaks. Yeah, it's been a minute since we had some kind of athleticism like that on the Knicks that could just get those highlight dunks, and he's done it multiple times with that same dunk and the windmill in the Hornets game. So I mean, like, I'm cool with that. But for those Knicks fans that are wanting more Obi, like, come on now, like you're asking Obi to get more minutes from Jules, like, nah, that's not gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? You gotta do when your number's called, you know what I'm saying, you gotta go out there and produce, whether it's snatching boards, you know what I'm saying, assists. I mean, there's other ways to fill up the stat sheet besides scoring, you know what I'm saying? Our number one scorer is Julius, you know what I'm saying? So when you're out there, you have to take the best of your time, you know what I'm saying? You have to make the best of that moment. And whether, like I said, whether it's playing defense, and his defense has got a whole lot better, you know what I'm saying, since last year. You know, you don't hear Tibbs yelling Obi, Obi, you know, anymore. And it could be because he got the mask on. We just don't hear it no more. Or maybe because the Madison Square Garden Knicks fans are just being too loud, where they're overpowering his voice, and you really can't hear that anymore. It's not those empty arenas that we were accustomed to last year, with no fans and just hearing the echo of his voice and the squeaky sneakers and on the hardwood floor. I'm saying so, but yeah, I mean, Obi had limited minutes tonight. Let's see what Obi's minutes were. He had 10 minutes, and in those 10 minutes, he had 3 boards. And you know, I wasn't expecting Obi to get that many points or production out of him today. You know, his best attribute is leaking out, and like I said, leaking out and getting those fast break points. And last year we were dead last in fast break points, and you know, this year, you know, we were like 14th, you know, somewhere in the middle as fast break, and that's all due to him. You know what I'm saying? And D Rose looking up, getting in those fast break highlight yams, but you know, we don't have a D Rose right now. We're still trying to figure things out as far as rotations and mixing and matching players, and kind of figure out who works better with who. And so I was, you know, with that lineup with the IQ, Grimes, Burks, Obi, and Taj, I was kind of feeling that, because you have a little bit of a mixture of vets and, you know, young players. You have IQ, who's in his second year. He didn't do horrible today. Like, I mean, like, he did great today. But as far as like point guard play, there wasn't too many mistakes as far as point guard play, because, you know, he's not really a facilitator. You know what I'm saying? He's more of a microwave scorer, get your own bucket. And that's kind of like how I rather have him as a shooting guard more than a point. But right now we're real thin at point guards. But he could have also threw in Deuce and let Deuce run the point, and let IQ be the off guard, the shooting guard, because Grimes, you know, he didn't give you anything either at that time. He didn't give you no points. He got you 1 board, but he only played 6 minutes. So Tibbs had a short leash. You know what I'm saying? He had a short leash on both Grimes and Obi. And he didn't have a short leash on RJ, which I ain't going even front, though, because I was like, why is RJ in the game like the whole first half? He was scoreless. You know, he was scoreless the first half. It was a tale of 2 halves. You know, it was actually a tale of quarter to quarter. You know what I'm saying? And that's why it was such a emotional of a ride. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So I was like, okay, this is a nice lineup I'd like to look at, because, like I mentioned, you have IQ at the point. You know what I'm saying? And as long as he's not just bringing the ball up and popping logo trays, I'm fine with that. You know what I mean? He doesn't necessarily have to run the offense. Just don't start chucking up trays out of nowhere when there's still, you know, 20 something seconds left on the shot clock. So he was, he was doing his thing, and we know Burks is another microwave scorer, and I like that unit. You know what I'm saying? I like Burks on the set with the second unit rather than Burks at the point guard. I mean, you're asking Burks to be a point guard, like you're asking IQ to be a point guard. Or I'm not asking, or you're not asking, but Tom Thibodeau is. You know what I'm saying? And we're playing these players out of position because we're so thin, and it's just not working. You know what I mean? Let's keep these combinations of different players and give them a chance. Now, I want to see a lot more Deuce because he doesn't make many mistakes. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't necessarily need the ball. He needs the ball in his hands because he's a point guard, but he doesn't need touches as far as shots. You know what I'm saying? He's looking to create for others and get others involved while playing hard-nosed defense. So as long as you're not, giving up points, that's where that plus minus comes from, then you're doing your job. You know what I'm saying? If you're playing against your opponent and, you know what I'm saying, me being a point guard, back in my day, you know what I'm saying, and that was my pleasure was shutting people down, you know what I'm saying? So if there's a player coming in, whether he was a point guard or a shooting guard, and he's averaging plus 20, I guarantee that you're not going to have your average tonight, you know what I'm saying? So if you do that, then you've done your job, you know what I'm saying? So if he's not scoring, as long as he's not turning the ball over and letting the other opponent score, then so what? Because Julius Randle is our scorer, you know what I'm saying? He is our number one by default, you know what I'm saying? Because to me, and maybe to a lot of other Knicks fans, he may not be, our number one, but it's fine for now, you know what I'm saying, until we get one. But he needs his touches, you know what I'm saying? We saw what happened when Randall wasn't on the court the last 2 games previous, you know what I'm saying? What's the common denominator to the last 4 games? The first 2 games against, because like I said, I just got back from vacation, so I didn't watch any of the previous games last week, except when I left, it was Christmas, so I watched the Atlanta Hawks game, which we won, and then I didn't watch any more games when I got back, and I watched the last OKC game and the Toronto game, and those both games were without Jules, and we lost those 2 games. And then Julius Randle comes back, and we win those next 2 games. You know what I'm saying? So, we need that scoring. We need that scoring punch. You know what I'm saying? And he needs his touches. You know what I'm saying? Whether he's off or not. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna get going. Sometimes you don't even notice. You look at the end of the game and the stats. You're like, oh, really? Julius had 20 points and 10 rebounds. I didn't even notice that, and that's kind of how it was in the first half. He was just like RJ. They both had 0 points. They both had 0 points at halftime. RJ was 0 for 7, and Julius was 0 for 5. So I mean, they were all depending on Evan to carry the team, and he did. But like I was saying, so back to Deuce running the point. I would have liked to see Deuce run the point a little more. Not saying he has to be the starter. I mean, being a second round pick, I don't expect him to be the future starter of our Knicks. I'm saying he's going to be more of a role player running the second unit. He has those long go gadget arms, to play defense, and he's more of a team player. You can't have everybody just being a offensive scorer. Players need to understand their role, and he's the defensive. He's probably the best on ball defensive player that we have. I'm saying so. It shocks me having Tibbs as our coach, as a defensive-minded coach, that you don't use your best defensive on-ball player. You know what I'm saying? In certain times, to not suit up and play at all tonight. Come on, are you serious? This is how we're gonna treat our youngins. Though I'm not saying like give them a lot of minutes though, but throw them in there to see what the kid could do. Especially when we're not getting any production from a lot of the players. You know what I'm saying? Like he gives so many players a long leash, and then he gives our rookies like no leash at all, or like I mentioned, our Obi, and then he gives IQ the green light, and and he's a little bit of an enabler when it comes to IQ. I don't know why he has so much favoritism to IQ, and why he lets him get away with the things he lets him get away with. Like for instance, the last game, IQ and Obi were on a fast break, and he Obi kicks it to IQ, and they're both under the basket, and IQ dribbles back and shoots a tray and misses. And I'm looking at Tibbs. I'm like, is he gonna sub him out? Nope, doesn't sub him out. Like he just lets him continue on playing. So he kind of enables that, lets him. And if he has the green light, and me as a player, like I do the same thing. Like, oh, he gave me the green light. I'm gonna act a fool out here. You know what I'm saying? I'm popping from the logo, from half court. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing it all. But today he seemed more, composed. You know what I'm saying? He had more composure tonight. Like he wasn't throwing up shots that weren't open. You know what I mean? Even if he got challenged at the basket, with the Williams, and he noticed that he was going to get blocked, he kind of went around the screen, and then he dished it and got it back, and then he ended up getting blocked anyways by Robert Williams. But he was open, but Williams has that closeout speed and length, kind of like a Mitchell Robinson. So I mean, it wasn't his fault at that point. But yeah, I mean, it was just a crazy game. And then another matchup. I mean, another lineup was IQ, RJ, Burks, Jules, and Mitch. And the reason why Tibbs had left IQ in there, because he was cooking. You know what I'm saying? At that point, what I'm saying, he was already popping trays. Taj was just setting screens like crazy. You know what I'm saying? And that's what Taj does. We all know that Taj is our best screen setter on the team. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad that that he's on the team. I would just like to see a little more Jericho Sims. Jericho Sims may be our second best screen setter, but he has way more athleticism than a Taj. Taj is up there in age. He has no athleticism whatsoever. But I feel like Taj is still a good mentor for Jericho Sims, and Jericho Sims was on the bench too. I was looking at the bench. I'm like, okay, Deuce is there, Jericho Sims is there, but neither one of them got any run tonight. And I'm like, but Taj played a really good game tonight. Really good game. He hustled. He had a lot of tap outs. You know what I'm saying, to whoever player on our team, I can't remember who it was though, but he was keeping the ball alive and getting us those extra possessions. You know what I'm saying? So Taj was doing his thing out there. I was really impressed for what he did. He's not gonna wow you with his stats or anything like that, but just his fundamentals as far as setting screens, boxing out. I'm saying, getting boards, extra possessions. He played 21 minutes. He almost played half the game for a 36, 37-year-old, you know what I'm saying, vet. And, he had 4 boards, 3 assists, and like I said, 6 points, and a lot of other things that don't show on the stats. You know what I mean? So, we didn't have any Nerlens Noel. He's still in protocol, but he's not somebody that I want on the team anyways. I'm kind of hoping that they trade Noel's to, whomever. I don't care. Like get a second round pick and a young, and just let's open up some of the roster spots. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's trading for a couple guys that you're not gonna play, you're just gonna waive, then that just opens up more roster spots for our youngins to play. But we know that's not gonna happen because Tibbs has his 10-man set rotation. No matter who it is, just the same guys. So yeah, at that point it was IQ, RJ, Burks, Jules, and Mitch. And this was at the second quarter. So at the 6 minute and 56 second mark, he throws a whole new unit in because Grimes wasn't producing, Obi wasn't producing, and then Taj just needed some rest. He couldn't play more than half that quarter. But those are the types of things I look for in having a quick trigger. You know what I'm saying? When Grimes isn't producing and Obi isn't producing, and Taj is getting tired at the 6 minutes and 57 seconds. So there was only 5 minutes had went by, and he's already making those substitutions. And those are the types of things that I want Tibbs to do in the first quarter, though. So when like a RJ isn't cooking in the first 5 minutes, or really Evan, because he's more of a liability on defense. You know what I'm saying? So when Evan isn't cooking in the first 5 minutes, I would like Tibbs to have a quick trigger and pull him out the game and give Grimes a shot. You know what I'm saying? Because Grimes gives you that hard-nosed defense and is willing to pop those trays. You know what I'm saying? And doesn't make many mistakes either. Grimes is his ball handling isn't the greatest though, but he knows his limitations. So, if he takes a couple of dribbles and he doesn't get past you, he's looking to go ahead and outlet, dribble around. You know what I'm saying? Reset, get into a spot, behind the arc, then regroup. So he's not going to wow you with his athleticism either. You know what I'm saying? He's not going to yammer you, but he's a very high IQ, high character guy that I would like to see him get more of a chance. You know what I'm saying? When Evan's not cooking. Now, tonight, for example, tonight was Evan's night. You know what I'm saying? But on other nights when he's not going or he's getting cooked on defense, you know what I'm saying? Why not make that substitution quick? You know what I'm saying? And let Grimes get a chance. So with that matchup, I was like, all right. And then right after that, another minute goes by and I cues out the game, and then Tibbs goes back to his original starting lineup with Burks, Evan, RJ, Jules, and Mitch at, like I said, that halfway point. So he gives the second unit the exact 6 minute halfway point and then substitutes them out. But he doesn't do the same thing with the first unit. You know what I'm saying? That's the kind of thing that gets on my nerves about him. You know what I mean? And like I said, it was just Evan's night. There was one point where he was driving to the cut, and he starts like fumbling the ball, losing the ball, and then just pops up in the air and goes off the glass and goes in. I'm like, man, this dude this magician and just pull a rabbit out of a hat. You know what I'm saying? And just made this magical play. And I'm like, yep, definitely his night. You know what I'm saying? Everything's gonna go down. And then finally, Jules starts going, though, you know what I'm saying? And this is not until the 4:45 minute mark in the second quarter. And then he goes back to back. And then he starts taking over the game, and Jules drives and makes a layup. So that's the next play. And the next play after that, he drives and gets an and one and hits the free throw. I'm like, cool. Finally, like if Evan starts cooling down, we can now, start leaning on Jules. And I'm like, all right. At least we have a second scorer out there. And then RJ still doing the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Still doing the same thing. He's on a fast break. and he gets blocked. And then I'm yelling like, how many times are you gonna do this, RJ? Take the midi, stop and pop. Like he is doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing here? Like, and then yeah, Mitch starts getting involved too. Like I said, I was very happy with the way Mitch was playing, defensively and being involved. And he gets an and one and makes his free throw. You know what I'm saying? And then he gets a block on the very next play. And then that same play, that he gets a block, and then Evans hits that three. So like Mitch was like, very, like I said, very active. And I like Mitch, you know what I mean? Like it's nice to see him get his athleticism back, and he's blocking shots, and he's not limping around, and when because he throws his body around all the time and stuff like that, and he gets up and you'll start seeing him limp around, and for the most part, he wasn't there wasn't a time where I'm like, oh, get up Mitch, you're gonna be all right, walk it off, you're gonna be all right. And he was just out there just battling. And like I said, I like Mitch. I don't know if they're gonna keep him or if he wants to stay, but I'm at the point where you're gonna have to trade him before you lose him. You know what I'm saying? Because they didn't give him his extension, and he has to the end of this year to sign. But who's to say he's gonna sign? He's been playing for the Knicks for 4 years now, and he's only been making 1 point something million or whatever it is, for a player that broke Wilt Chamberlain's record as far as field goal percentage, and I'm not sure what Robert Williams is making though, but he got paid the bag, and if they're similar to in their play, then I feel he probably feels that he should be making the exact same money. And I'm not sure if the front office feels the same way. You know what I'm saying? If they're willing to match that. And I feel if they thought that already, they would have already give him a contract, you know what I'm saying, and give him that extension. So for me, before we lose him and before he signs with another team, trade him and see what you get back. There's plenty of other teams out there that would love Mitchell Robinson's service, you know what I'm saying, as far as rim running, rim protecting, you know what I'm saying. You don't need to run the offense through him, and he would help a young point guard from a different franchise to kind of take the pressure off him, and with the he's good with the Gotham lobs, you know what I'm saying, and he gets you those extra possessions. He's a great offensive rebounder, you know what I'm saying. He does a lot of great things. The only thing that just bothers me about Mitch is that he's been with us for 4 years and he has no go-to moves, you know what I'm saying. Like, he doesn't post up. There was a time in the game tonight where he had got the ball from he was inside of the arc, just between the inside of the arc and the elbow, and they passed on the ball. He had his back to the basket, like he wasn't even looking to turn around and maybe give a little pump fake, take one dribble, you know what I'm saying, because he's 7 feet and 7'1" or whatever he is, and take one dribble and take a little midi or get to the cup. You just haven't seen anything out of him as far as offensive game. He doesn't do any post up moves. He doesn't do any a baby hook. He doesn't give you nothing offensively. And for someone that has those quick little Twitter fingers, you know what I'm saying, and be on there like, oh, they don't let me play my game, and they don't they don't run any offense through me, and they don't, you know what I'm saying, they're holding me back, and you know what I'm saying, like, nah, man. If Taj Gibson is popping trays from the corner, you know what I'm saying, and taking a little midi here and there, like, they're not stopping you from doing it. You're not even looking at the cut, man. So like, to me, to be on the NBA floor for 4 years and nothing offensively, like you haven't showed anything offensively, tells me that you're really not serious about elevating your game at that point, and you're pretty much content of who you are. You know what I'm saying? Um, you don't hear that he's a gym rat, and he's working on this and working on that, and or and it has to start with the person inside. It has to start with you. You know what I'm saying? We can have all the developmental staff you want. We can have the top-notch developmental staff. But if you don't put it in your head that you want to get better and you want to work on something, then that's on you. You know what I'm saying? And whoever told him he had to put on that weight, I'm saying, over the summer, like, it was up to him. Like, he had to finally, he made that decision to put on that weight, and now he can't stop lifting weights. You know what I'm saying? They call him flex now. You know what I'm saying? Because he says he be working out right before the game. They be telling him don't lift weights, and he still lifting weights. But what else are you doing? Like, that's like the least thing you should have been working on. You know what I'm saying? Like, with all that athleticism, you don't need all that power and all that strength. You know what I'm saying? This isn't 1990 where you're going up against Shaquille O'Neal and Patrick Ewing and David Robinson. You know what I'm saying? Alonzo Mourning. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not going up against all those cats. You know what I'm saying? There's only two, big guys that you're going up against is the Joel Embiid and the Andre Drummond, and they're on the same team. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that style of has changed. You know what I'm saying? He just doesn't, like I said, he just doesn't show you anything offensively. Let me salute some more cats in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Still, John, still Knicks fan, salute. Quentin Day Styles, salute. IQJ, salute. Yellow fella, salute. What it do? I appreciate you supporting the Blorange Tears fam. You know what I'm saying? We all fam out here, so I appreciate it. Much love. So, yeah, I mean, but overall, I would just hate to lose him. You know what I'm saying? Lose Mitch, but I wouldn't mind him him being here, but at the same time, we have three of the same types of centers. You know what I'm saying? We have Noels, who does the same thing, and then we have a Jericho Sims, and the Jericho Sims is pretty much similar as well. He's a rim runner. You know what I'm saying? He's a shot blocker. You know what I'm saying? The only thing about Jericho Sims is you have him for a couple more years on the cheap too. You know what I'm saying? And he's a better screen setter. Like, his fundamentals are up to par. You know what I'm saying? Like, he played for Texas. You know what I'm saying? And for 4 years, he had those extra years from coaches, and Mitch didn't have that. Mitch was out of high school and decided to train on his own or train with a family member or something like that. But Jericho Sims is fundamentally sound with his footwork, and he has that athleticism, and he has very high IQ too. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't use his athleticism like jumping over people. You know what I'm saying? He knows how to pick his spots and box out. You know what I'm saying? But he uses it when he needs to. If he's around the restricted area, you know what I'm saying, he'll grab a board, and then he'll if he needs to take a dribble, he'll take a dribble and then give you a nice little pump fake and then give you a two-hand yam. You know what I'm saying? Like, all that stuff comes natural to him, where he does those types of things around the hoop that Mitchell Robinson doesn't. You know what I mean? So I would like to keep Jericho Sims. I want him to get that that contract and get that 15-man roster spot whenever they're done with the G League or whenever he's done with as many games as he has to fulfill that contract. I wouldn't, I would like them to move up as soon as that's done. Yeah. So moving on from Jericho, I'm just kind of just going off on different players and stuff now, and yeah, I'm happy with our rookies and what they bring to the table, but they're nothing more than second unit players for the time being. You know what I'm saying? I don't expect them to jump into the starting lineup and be our future. You know what I'm saying? Starters and our franchise players and guys that we're going to build around, though. But those are good quality role players for the time being. You know what I'm saying? And every team needs role players. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody, like I said, has to be starters and franchise cornerstones. But yeah. So at halftime, we were 63-47. We're down. I'm like, at this point, I'm like, oh, is this the game? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm fast forwarding, and I don't want to hear what Charles Barkley has to say. I don't want to hear what Shaquille O'Neal has to say. You know what I'm saying, I'm just like, just hurry up and fast forward this part. Let's get back to the game. You know what I'm saying? And then the beginning of the third quarter, RJ hits a three. Oh, I forgot to mention we were on a 9-0 run before that had happened. We were on a 9-0 run, and we started clawing and scratching and trying to get back in there, and it kind of rolled to the next half, to the second half, to the third quarter, and RJ hits that three, and I'm like, cool. You know what I'm saying? RJ had 0 points, 0 for 5 in the first half, and he's just not just he stopped driving to the basket. Now he's pulling up trays. So I'm like, all right, maybe that'll change his game, and maybe he realized that he needs to take more middies and more 3 points. And the crowd is just going wild. The crowd is just like yelling defense. You know what I'm saying? And the very next play, RJ drives to the cup and gets blocked. I'm like, oh, what are you doing, RJ? Are you serious? Like, I don't know what he was thinking tonight. Like, he just did not learn. Like he did not know Williams was a shot blocker, or I don't know what he was thinking. But Williams had his number, though, was just blocking it. Yeah. Then Jules, gets a little deflection. RJ starts the fast break and then finds Evan for a three, and then now we're at 63-53 with 10 minutes and 35 seconds on a 14-0 run. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, and then this is just a game of runs. This is when it starts to get interesting. And like I said, this whole game was just wild. You know what I'm saying? Let me salute some more cats in the chat. Jorge Calderon. How you doing? What to do, my G? 19 Common NYC, 84, and Manchild. What to do, my guys? Yeah, y'all have any questions for the night? I know it was a great night, and we needed that dub, man. You know what I'm saying? They had showed up. They had showed on the screen, all the, Boston being our rival from the beginning of time. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're like the oldest franchises. And this rival is just crazy. So for us to get that dub, because it's been a little lopsided over the years, you know what I'm saying? But to get that dub, you know what I'm saying, it was nice, you know what I'm saying? And the way we got it with that RJ clutch off the window tray, you know what I'm saying, was nice. And to look at the fans, the Boston fans, it was just heads down and out. Just couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. You know what I'm saying? I was like, out of all people, I was like, RJ, he's been cold the whole time. You know what I'm saying, but I'll take it though. I'll take it. Yeah. But So what were you guys most impressed besides Evan just being lights out tonight? And let me get another better feel of who the Randall fans or the Randall not fans. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been saying it for a minute. You know what I'm saying? That Randall, you know what I'm saying, is our scorer, is our number one, and we just need to give him more players. You know what I'm saying? You can build around Randall and RJ at the same time while still being contenders. You know what I'm saying? And still competing. And I just feel like you just need to get Randall a point guard of the future. I mean, we haven't had a point guard since Starberry. You know what I'm saying? Like, who's been around for 4 or 5 years. So, like, to me, like, you go out there and get it. And I mentioned it with Ugg today in his at the morning show. Let's go out and get a De'Aaron Fox. You know what I'm saying? Let's get a let's get a De'Aaron Fox. And I don't care if you have to trade a Obi or IQ. And IQ's my favorite player. I'm not even going to front. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I mentioned it earlier to Uncle Freezy. I was on one of his shows, and we were watching one of the games, and I was like, this is when in the beginning of the year when we weren't doing so good, we were losing. And I was like, I don't care, man. You know what I'm saying? IQ's cold. You know what I'm saying? He's not making his shots right now. Everybody's kind of down and out on him from what he did last year. And I said, okay, he's still my favorite player. He just doesn't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, for somebody to break the record in free throws, making 94 free throws out of 100, that says a lot about a person on who you are. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at tonight. There was a moment tonight at the end of the game where they threw the ball into Randall, and Randall kind of turned around before he got fouled. He was trying to kick it to Evan, and they had fouled him before. So that right there told me that and Randall didn't want no part of that clutch moment of making those free throws. You know what I'm saying? And he missed the first one and made the second one. So, IQ's not like that. You know what I'm saying? IQ is in those moments, you know what I'm saying? He just clears out all that noise. You know what I'm saying? And he's able to be clutch and hit those free throws. And he did it again tonight, you know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of players that just, can't take that spotlight, especially here in New York, you know what I'm saying? And playing for the Knicks, that it's the heaviest jersey to wear, and he doesn't care. He doesn't care about shooting trays and fans being down on him or media or whatever. He is who he is. You know what I'm saying? And I like that mentality. You know what I'm saying? Because there's not too many people out there. You know what I'm saying? Not too many players out there that's willing to just shake it off and be like, all right, I might have been 0 for 4, but I'm gonna still keep popping them. You know what I mean? So let me see what's going on in the chat. IQ Jason said I'm sticking to the script. Yeah, man. I mean, your boy's out here solo bolo. I mean, it's not as easy as it looks. You know what I'm saying? You're kind of just talking to yourself, and you're trying to get the ideas out there and keep you guys engaged as well. I mean, I'm just a person just like you. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm just trying to do the best of my ability. I mean, it is what it is. I gotta have some kind of content out there. I can't just be quiet as a mouse. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta have some kind of words to say or whatever. So, but yeah, man. I mean, I still appreciate y'all being out here and supporting your boy. You know what I mean? So yeah, back to the IQ thing. Like, yeah, just he's clutch. He likes the pressure. Then he feeds off the crowd. You know what I'm saying? He feeds off the momentum. He wants to take those big shots. You know what I'm saying? He wants to be a big shot taker, and he's a big shot maker. You know what I'm saying? So I like that, and I noticed that about him from the jump, you know what I'm saying, when he was a rook, that he is what he is, you know what I'm saying? And not only that, though, he's just a good, wholesome kid, you know what I'm saying? And we mentioned this earlier today, and again in Uncle Freezy's morning show, that the front office is looking for choir boys, you know what I'm saying? And Tibbs is looking for dogs, and it's hard to find that in that player that has both. And IQ is kind of that choir boy, you know what I'm saying? He's just his nose is clean. You know what I mean? He carries his Bible around. He's that gym rat that's always in the gym. There's that story where him and Obi, soon as the season was over, those first two were in the gym afterwards. You know what I'm saying? And working on their craft. And not only that, though, I mean, there's a lot of maybe, I wouldn't say negativity, but a lot of people that are down on IQ's play this year. But you're asking this kid to play at a position, you know what I'm saying? Like, to me, I mentioned earlier, he's a shooting guard, he's an off guard, off ball guard, where he looks to score first. He has that score mentality, you know what I mean? And maybe one day he could be that, sixth man of the year, you know what I'm saying? And that's kind of how I look at him. And he may look at himself like that too, because I don't know if you remember last year when he was a rookie, he played against, Lemon Pepper Lou. And when he got on the court, you know what I'm saying, he dabbed him up. And he was like, you're my favorite player, you know what I'm saying? And Lemon Pepper Lou was like, yeah, that's what's up, bro. You know what I'm saying? Much respect. And for him to do that the first time, he sees, his idol, whatever you say, like he didn't care about that. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna let this guy know that he's my favorite player, and I'm just gonna go about my game the way it is. Like, nah, I'm gonna keep it a buck. Check this out, homie. You know what I'm saying? Like you my favorite player, and I kind of have a similar game set, you know what I'm saying, as you know what I'm saying? I looked up to you and took some of your moves growing up as a kid. So like he wasn't even like tripping on how he looked at him. He was just, keeping it in the 100. So that right there, that's another thing that I liked about him, you know what I'm saying? Like he goes out there and tells you what it is, whether you like it or not. That's just who he is. So those types of things about him. And yeah, like I mentioned before, he makes boneheaded decisions, and takes unnecessary shots when he doesn't need to. But he's still young, you know what I'm saying? He's still learning. He's still trying to figure things out while playing a new position. You feel me? So like now he's asked to be a point guard and run the second unit, you know what I'm saying, while trying to get others involved and create his own shot at the same time. Like, and play better defense going up against, you know what I'm saying, another point guard. So that is a lot to ask, you know what I'm saying? And he seems to, you know what I'm saying, take the challenge. You know what I mean? Like when in the beginning of the year and last year, he didn't have to worry about that because D Rose was the one bringing the ball up, you know what I'm saying? D Rose was the one, you know what I'm saying, setting everybody up. D Rose was the one finding Obi on leaks, you know what I'm saying, and making it easier for IQ. IQ, all he had to do was just pop trays, you know what I'm saying? Just do the floater game, you know what I'm saying? And then not only that, you know what I'm saying, the rules of the NBA changed, you know what I'm saying? So there's no more just throwing your hands in the air and kicking your leg out and creating that contact, that unnecessary contact, that non-basketball move that players were creating to get that foul, you know what I'm saying? So like you learned, you know what I'm saying, how to get those calls, you know what I'm saying? And then out of nowhere, out of the blue, they're telling you can no longer do that move, you know what I'm saying? So that was a way of him getting to the line a lot last year, you know what I'm saying? So he was going to the line a lot more off of that. He wasn't going to the line by driving, you know what I'm saying, to the cup, you know what I'm saying, putting his shoulder into somebody, creating the contact, going, with his offhand, using the glass, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah. Like last year, IQ was super duper skinny, you know what I'm saying? Like he was avoiding contact, you know what I mean? Like, and he still does to a certain extent, you know what I'm saying? He has that floater game, you know what I'm saying? And that was one of his main moves last year was getting to the cup and using and hitting that floater, you know what I'm saying? And that was one of the things I wanted to see this year in the offseason. I was like, all right, how about a midi? You know what I'm saying? And he actually popped the midi today too off a Taj screen. You know what I'm saying? So I was, I'm impressed with how IQ is coming along, and you know what I'm saying, how he's adding things to his repertoire, you know what I'm saying, and how he's broadening his game, you know what I'm saying? So like it's nice to see. It's nice to see that happening, right before your eyes. So we still need more help. I think we're like a game or two, behind 500 and getting into the playoffs. I mean, let me look right now. If we look up, yeah, let me not do that right now. It's gonna take too much time. So I was impressed with IQ. That's not something that's gonna happen all the time, you know what I'm saying? Because he's hot and cold, and you really can't expect that kind of production on a nightly basis. But you shouldn't have to, you know what I'm saying? You shouldn't have to ask for that kind of production from a second year player that's usually running the second unit and not even the main scorer on the second unit. So that's kind of what I'm getting at, you know what I'm saying? He's getting thrown. He's getting asked to do more things, you know what I'm saying? It's like, he's hitting the bench right now and they're just throwing more weight on there. He's still hitting the weight. So I'm cool with that, you know what I'm saying? And that's the kind of things that I'm saying is his mentality, you know what I'm saying? So let me ask a question. Are you guys with the let's trade Randall or keep Randall? All right. Rocking solo. So I had mentioned that I want to keep Randall. I want to build around him. I want to build around RJ. Let's get a point guard, a small forward, or a center. We need a stretch five. You know what I'm saying? We need somebody who could be a threat, whether they're popping a tray or they're hitting a midi. You know what I'm saying? And they could create their own bucket. Someone to get out of the paint and open up the area so Randall and RJ can operate. Like tonight was a perfect example of how RJ and how Julius operate. You know what I'm saying? Like you lower their shoulders. You know what I'm saying? There's not that many people in the league that can stop Julius once he makes the decision to put his head down and get to the cup. You know what I'm saying? So why not give him more room to operate? You know what I'm saying? Get those bigs out there. You know what I'm saying? And he can always kick out if he has to. And then if there's nobody down in the paint, you don't have to worry about those double teams. You know what I'm saying? It's mano a mano, one-on-one. So so we're not gonna know what true potential these guys have. What these Batman and Robins have if we don't give them the room to operate. Like I said, how many times was RJ trying to get to the cup tonight, and he just couldn't do it because Mitch was down there, and who was guarding Mitch? It was Robert Williams. So they're clogging up the paint. You know what I'm saying, and not letting them, work off of their strengths. So, not only that, you bring a point guard, someone who actually takes the ball out of Randall's hands. You know what I'm saying, and create their own bucket. You know what I mean, and that'll take some of the pressure off of Randall, and you know what I'm saying, it'll get us points from the point guard position. So that's kind of like where I'm headed at, and I don't want it to be a Damian Lillard, like I mentioned before. You know what I'm saying, I don't know if y'all know, I live out here in Portland. You know what I'm saying, and I know all about Game Time, and I watch. You know what I'm saying, I've seen him growing up. You know what I'm saying, I've seen him watching him when he was playing with LaMarcus Aldridge. You know what I'm saying, and and all the all those cats and stuff like that. So he's over the hill. Not like as far as basketball terms. He's over the hill as far as basketball terms. He's going to cost way too much money, and he doesn't play defense. You know what I'm saying? And we're just going to sell the farm for him. So I'm good on a Lillard. We need someone that fits the timeline. You know what I'm saying? Like someone who's, like I said, and De'Aaron Fox is available. And if we can't get that right now, we have to fulfill one of those positions as far as small forward. Like let RJ go back to the 2. You know what I'm saying? And let's get this athletic 3-and-D guy, a 6'9" a lot of us been asking for. I don't know who that guy is, but I mean, like right now, I would trade for De'Aaron Fox. Give me maybe I know he's not 6'9" though, but let's go back to the Magic and get like a Terrence Ross. You know what I'm saying? Get a Terrence Ross or as a 3, and then maybe get a Miles Turner as a center. You know what I'm saying? Or a Jusuf Nurkic. Or just make a trade for somebody that's out there. So that's kind of where my head's at right now. Let's kind of weed these guys out. What are we doing? I mean, if we're not playing these guys, if we're not playing a Kemba and we're not playing a Noels, you know what I'm saying, and they're not the future, then get rid of them. You know what I'm saying? Knox, you know what I'm saying? Knox is another one. He's been on the bench just rotting. There's other teams that will take a Knox, you know what I'm saying? Like there's other teams that have a log jam at a different position, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's like the Magic, I just mentioned the Magic. The Magic have like three point guards. You know what I'm saying? They have Markelle Fultz, you know what I'm saying? They have they have a bunch of point guards you go ahead and swap them out with, So I mean, there's plenty of options out there. We're just, we're one of the teams with many centers. Like, we have 3 of the same centers with Noels and Mitchell Robinson and Jericho Senza all do the same thing. They all rim run and shot block. So why do we need 3 of the same guys? Go get rid of a Noels. You get rid of a Noels and $10 million. You know what I'm saying? So send him somewhere. Send him to a Charlotte Hornets. You know what I'm saying? What do the Charlotte Hornets have? They have what is his name? I just picture his face because I saw him when I was out there in Washington, but yeah. So trade him to a Charlotte Hornets for a wing. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's different maneuvers that could happen. Let me salute some more cats in the chat. Rome, Far Rock, salute. Robert Parr, salute. Pudge, nice salute. What y'all talking about? The Celtics were the worst in the fourth quarter. That's facts, though. I had that written down too. Yeah, and lucky for us, though. I mean, it worked out good for us. You know what I'm saying? We needed that dub. You know what I'm saying, against a rival. Robert Parr was that Randall thumbs down to the fans? Was that? I don't know. He be talking about he don't be paying attention to what the fans be saying and all the media that he just be shutting it all out though. But I think that's cap. You know what I'm saying? I think he really does care about what us fans think. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Maybe he was pointing at the Celtics fans. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Pudge Nice, he says, where's Kelly at? I don't know, man. If you know, tell him slide through. You know what I'm saying? We still got a couple more minutes before the show's over. You know what I'm saying? Tell him his boys rocking solo dolo. You know what I'm saying? But we here. We having a good time, though. yeah, let's get some of these cats out, man. Like, think about it. Fournier what makes 18 milli. Um, Fournier makes 18 milli. Who else? Noels makes 10. That's 28 milli. You get Knox out of here. That's another 5 milli. That's 32 milli. Who else we got? I'm okay with keeping Burks for now. We still need vets on the team. Burks makes 10 milli, I think. So he's on a 3-year, 10 milli contract. And he's a Swiss Army knife. You know what I'm saying? He's just playing out of position right now. He's asked to play the point guard and facilitate for others when we know that's not his strong suit. You know what I'm saying? Yes, he's 6'6", but he doesn't have, you know what I'm saying? He's not going to thread the needle. You know what I'm saying? He's not going to give you a no-look pass. You know what I'm saying? He's not going to see the play ahead of time where he's going to give you, you know what I'm saying, a nice outlet while you're in stride, you know what I'm saying, cutting to the basket. That's just not the type of player he is. I mean, he can hold down the fort if you ask him to, you know what I'm saying, as far as not making too many mistakes and losing the ball and just finding the open man and passing to him as far as Burks is going to take you. You know what I'm saying, but you're asking a guy that's usually a microwave scorer that kind of sits in the shadows and takes the open shot or could kind of create on his own. But now you're asking him to set the table up for everybody else and kind of facilitate the offense, you know what I'm saying, and orchestrate it while still trying to get your own bucket, you know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of things going through your mind, you know what I'm saying, as a point guard when you're not a natural point guard like that playing out of position. And I think that kind of gets to him where, and it shows where it doesn't matter whether he plays, starts and plays 36 minutes or he doesn't start and he plays with the second unit and has half the time with, more points, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I was kind of hoping they were done with that Burks experiment as far as running the point, but Tibbs though, he loves his vets, and if he has 5 vets to run to start the game with, then that's what he's gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Well, if he had 5 power forwards and 1 center, and they were all vets, he's gonna play all 5 vets. You know what I'm saying? Even though they're gonna be playing out of position, and so that's just who he is. But as far as keeping Burks, I'm down with keeping Burks because he's that Swiss Army knife that can play multiple positions, even though he's better. He's naturally a 2, but we play him at the 3. You know what I'm saying? Because he's an undersized 3 playing at 6'6". So even we're playing him out of position, but you could play him at the 1, 2, or 3. You know what I'm saying? Regardless. So I'm good with keeping Burks, you know what I'm saying? But those other cats I just mentioned, that just opens up 32 milli with Kemba, Noels, and Knox. And then, you can't trade Rose because he's hurt. And I like Rose, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if you guys ever saw the documentary of Pooh, you know what I'm saying? And just watching that and him having that emotional breakdown when he found out he got traded by the Chicago Bulls, you know what I'm saying? How because Rose, wears his heart on his sleeve, you know what I'm saying? wears his heart on his sleeve, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, he just gave all he had, you know what I'm saying? He just gave all he had to the Bulls, and for them to just let him go and the fans and the city just to turn their back on him, you know what I'm saying? Like that right there, it's like, oh man, I like you even more, Rose, you know what I'm saying? And then to come to the Knicks and tell everybody like I'm good with just coming off the bench and you know what I'm saying, being a supporting vet, you know what I'm saying? And he's always cool, calm, and collected regardless. He's never too high, never too low. he's like Clyde, man. He's just cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I like that about him. It's just he's just so injury prone though. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we paid him, I think, 14 milli a year. 14 milli a year for 3 years. You know what I'm saying? So that's 42 milli a year. I'm like, I like the guy, but for 42 milli a year, that's a lot for injury prone 32-year-old point guard. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I just feel like we overpaid for everybody. And Taj, you know what I'm saying? I think Taj makes 5 milli. I mean, we're not going to trade Taj because nobody wants him. He's like 370 years old. So, I mean, he's probably going to stick with us and become part of the staff. But those, as far as those 3 other guys, let's get him out of here. Especially with Evan Fournier, his the way he played tonight. Like, let's sell while his value's way up there. You know, let's get rid of him while his value's high. You know, like, hey, maybe the Celtics might want him back. They need shooters. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of playoff teams that need shooters. You know what I'm saying? We just did a trade with the Lakers. You know what I'm saying? It was a minimal, you know what I'm saying, trade with them to salary cap and whatnot, and you know, with the Denzel Washington trade and the Rajon Rondo going over there. But those were that was Brock Alder. You know what I'm saying? That was Brock Alder. That was a relationship thing, because Brock Alder came from the Cavs, and I feel like we're kind of, you know, building that relationship with the Lakers too. You know, let's make a small trade and kind of fill it out, and you know, and let them know, hey, we're good guys. You know what I'm saying? You could trust us. Let's do another trade later on down the line. You know what I'm saying? You guys might need a big. You know what I mean? Like we have, just so happens we have a Nerlens Noel out there, you know, for 10 milli, you know what I'm saying? And you know, he's good for a couple years, and he's a shot blocker and doesn't need any touches and stuff like that. I mean, he can't catch the ball, but we won't tell him that though. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of what they need, you know. That's how they built last year, you know what I'm saying, with the Dwight Howard and can't think of the other guy that's at Phoenix. But that's what I'm saying, like guys like that. Keyshawn Link. Yeah, this is the Knicks after party with Cully and I, and I don't have access to that. We're, you know, it's, you know, if you want to hop on the show, it's the morning show, but you know, it's usually just Cully and I. And Cully's not here right now, so yeah. I mean, there's other guys that other teams, you know, that can need a big. You know, there's always the Dallas Mavericks. You know, there's always the Dallas Mavericks out there. You know, we've done plenty of trades with them. You know, you know, we might have their number on speed dial. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need to go ahead and pick up the phone and give them a call. You know what I'm saying? You know, might want to give them a call and trade owners. You know what I'm saying? Because they ain't scared of making trades. Mark Cuban ain't. You know what I'm saying? Let's make a trade for Mark Cuban and Dolan. Maybe we'll get a big fish over here. But yeah, there's, you know, it's not my job to come up with different scenarios. I'm just a Knicks fan, man. You know what I'm saying? I just look at the roster and look at players and kind of dissect them and on their game and the pros and cons, and you know what I'm saying, the do's and don'ts, and you know what they need to work on, you know what games they need to work on, you know what things they have to work on in their game, and what holes we have, and but as far as like finding players, I mean, it's like Christmas was last week, you know what I'm saying? So I made my list and I didn't get nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm still waiting on Santa to bring me my Knicks players. So I don't think he got my letter. It must have got lost in the North Pole somewhere. But there's still time though. You know, we still have time to get these players. I don't know if they'll make any big trades, but at least make a minimal trade. You know what I'm saying? If you're too scared to go out there and make a big trade, I mean, at least make a minimal trade where you can help our guys out. You know what I'm saying? Like, it could be worse. You know, we don't have the front office that are willing to make big moves. You know what I'm saying? And that, I mean, that's kind of a good. I mean, I'm not saying that's a good thing, but at least they're not making bad moves. You know what I mean? At least they're not emptying out the cupboards, you know what I'm saying, and doing the Andre Bargnani trade, you know what I'm saying? So I'm okay that they're not doing that. I'm okay that they're not going after Damian Lillard, you know what I'm saying? I'm okay that they're not going after Ben Simmons, you know what I'm saying? Like Ben Simmons, you know, like he's just, you know, he's basically a diva, you know what I'm saying? He's not he doesn't work on his game either. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not taking any jump shots. You know, he's not taking any shots, period. You know what I'm saying? Only shots he's taking is at his teammates right now. So, like, I'm good with that. We don't need that kind of drama. We don't need those kind of players at New York. You know what I'm saying? Like, we want those hard-nosed defensive players. Just give me a competent player that could that's not a liability on the defense, you know what I mean? And that could create his own bucket, you know what I'm saying? And high IQ, you know what I'm saying? I'm tired of these players that are just missing passes and don't expect passes. Like, you were told as a kid, always expect the pass. I don't care who has the ball. You know what I'm saying? Like, always expect the pass. Always have your head on the swivel. I'd just like to thank everybody who joined me tonight. You know what I'm saying? Knicks after party. Salute. Before cuts me off. And we'll be back here next Tuesday. And appreciate the support. You know what I'm saying? And let's get that win on Saturday. You know what I'm saying? We're supposed to play them again. So let's see if we can run it back. Appreciate it, y'all. And if y'all have any questions, let me know before